Today, I've got 25 ways to help you save on travel and make your travel bucket list dreams a reality. Hi, it's Melissa here at Ready to Go, where we discuss tips and tricks to help you plan your very own travels and create unforgettable memories and experiences. So, I've got a bit of a different setup today because the mic arm that I had before was just not sturdy enough to hold this mic. So, I got this new stand and we'll see how it goes. You guys can let me know if the audio is better like this. Now, two of the things we need to travel are free time and, of course, some money. Now, of course, finding ways to earn more or getting a side job to save up for a specific trip are good ideas. But what I'd like to go over today are 25 things you can do while you're planning your travel, things that you can do at home or in your day-to-day life, as well as what you can do during your trip to save money. Now, if you're finding value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and indicate in the comments below any additional suggestions you may have for travel budgeting. Okay, so let's begin with what can you do to save while planning your trip? Number one, reward points. You want to make sure to check all the reward points you can possibly have. You might realize you have reward points that you completely forgot about. This can include credit cards, hotel and airline loyalty programs, things such as air miles, apps such as hotels.com, Expedia, Viator. In some instances, you may not have enough points to book a flight, for instance, with air miles, but many of those points can be exchanged for vouchers in stores where you may need to go buy some items for your trip. Number two, when to shop for travel. Are Tuesdays really the best day to book your flights? This is actually old news from the early internet days when airlines would load their flights and pricing on Mondays, so Tuesday would be the best day to book. The good news is that nowadays you can book your flights whenever you want. However, there is what we call the Goldilocks window as to how far ahead you should book your flights. And for domestic flights, this is 1 to 3 months ahead of your travel date. For international flights, that's 2 to 8 months ahead of your travel date. And for cruises, the best time to book is 1 year ahead. Some people actually book their cruises 18 months ahead of time. Number three, travel during off-peak times. The most expensive times of the year to travel are summer vacation, meaning July and August, the holiday season, and spring break. So where possible, you want to avoid these three time frames. Now, obviously, if you have school-age children, this may be a little more challenging. However, it's important to know that school holidays often start and end beyond these peak travel times. So if possible, try to use that flexibility. For instance, going to Europe end of June, as soon as school ends, will be cheaper than going end of July. If it's absolutely not possible for you to travel during off-peak times, then try to leave on off-peak days. Wednesdays is the cheapest day to travel, followed by Tuesday. This is because most vacationers tend to leave on their trips on Fridays and Saturdays, and business travelers tend to fly out mostly on Mondays. So Tuesday, Wednesday is your best bet here in terms of flight budgets. Number four, shop in incognito mode. This one has gotten controversial, as if you Google this topic, you'll find dozens of articles telling you that this is simply not true and that deleting your cookies doesn't change anything in terms of your travel search results. But as I like to say, follow the money when you're researching something, and I would say that, of course, aggregator sites and airlines do follow your search patterns. I mean, this is one of the reasons cookies were invented in the first place. So it would be a little odd for them not to use this very valuable information. I've also experienced this multiple times. I search for a flight and then a few days later and go back and search for that same flight, and it's always more expensive. Now, whatever you want to believe about flight searches, there are three ways to go incognito. First, you can delete your cookies when you're going back to search for the same travel option or flight. Second, you can change your VPN address and select a different city or sometimes even country. And thirdly, if you use Google Chrome as a browser, you can click on the three dots in the top right-hand corner and select New Incognito window from the drop-down menu. Now, if anyone is in the mood to do some real life tests on these techniques, let us know in the comments below what you come up with. Number 5, for intercity travel, compare the cost and the time between different modes of transportation. Should you fly? Should you take a bus, a train, rent a car, etc. As I mentioned in a previous video, I really like to use the Rome to Rio app to compare the modes of transportation, as it gives you not only the time, but also the estimated cost. Number 6, avoid renting a car if possible. Now, there are certain countries or areas where renting a car is really the best way or the only way to get around. However, it is a pretty expensive option, as in addition to the car rental and the car insurance, you'll have to pay for gas, sometimes tolls on highways, and also figure out different parking options. So where possible, I suggest to try opting instead for accommodations that are closer to the neighborhoods you'd like to visit or the historic areas, or neighborhoods where you can easily hop on to public transit or an Uber. Number 7, consider alternative accommodations beyond hotels. Renting an apartment in some cities can often be much cheaper than a hotel, especially if you're many people traveling together, so you can split the cost. Another idea, if you're a budget traveler or a student traveling solo, is to stay in hostels. It's not only a cheaper accommodation option, but also a great way to meet other solo travelers that you can exchange ideas with and potentially get some really good recommendations from. A third option that's come up in recent years is house sitting or pet sitting. Now, one site that offers this option is trustedhousesitters.com, where you pay a flat monthly or annual fee and you get to basically stay for free in someone's home while taking care of their pets and maybe watering some plants. Number 8, alternate the accommodations of your trip between higher end and lower end options. For instance, even if I'm doing more of a budget trip, on the last night before I fly home, I always make it a point to stay in a nice, comfortable hotel room. It's really a relaxing way to end the trip before heading home. Number 9, when shopping for hotels, look for what's included. For instance, is breakfast included? Some hotels have free shuttles taking you downtown to the historic area or to the airport. If you're renting a car, check if the hotel has free parking. If not, look closely at what the parking fee is, as this can vary greatly between hotels. Now, if you're traveling somewhere warm and staying in smaller, not big brand hotels, you'll want to check that they have AC. I know this sounds weird in 2023, but there are countries where AC is not automatically included in your hotel room or your apartment. Sometimes they do have AC, but it's an option and there is an upcharge for it. So that's definitely something to double check if you're traveling to a warm location. Some hotels may also offer discounts for certain museums or other attractions, so it's definitely worth asking. Number 10, add freebies to your itinerary. There are free things to do in every single city in the world. There are many free admission days to museums around the world. For instance, the Uffizi Gallery in Florence is free on the first Sunday of every month. The Gold Museum in Bogota, Colombia is free every Sunday. In Rome, admission to the Pantheon is free at all times. Most churches and temples worldwide are free to enter and visit. So in essence, do a quick search to find out what is free to do in the city you're visiting. Number 11, do your research before you go. As I mentioned in a previous video, investing in a Lonely Planet book or other travel guide is a good way to get an idea of what to expect and also to give you an idea of what the average prices are for things such as food, shopping, transportation, and access to attractions. Number 12, once you've booked booked your flights, your accommodations, and your excursions, make a daily budget. This daily budget should cover food, snacks, transportation, shopping, and any unplanned activities you may want to do. And obviously, when you're on your trip, respect your budget. Number 13, choose countries where your currency takes you further. Being flexible on your destinations will allow you to choose places where you get the most bang for your buck. So we've discussed what you can do to save money while planning your travels. In part 2 of this list, we'll discuss items that you can change at home and in your day-to-day life, as well as what you need to do during your trip to save money. Number 14, cut or change the expensive daily coffee runs. Nobody needs a $5 latte every day. If you spend $5 on coffee every single day, that adds up to $1,800 within the year. And if you're two people, that's $3,600. How crazy is that? That's a lot of flights and excursions and activities that you can do abroad. Number 15, check all your active subscriptions. Check your credit cards and your PayPal accounts for weekly, monthly, and annual subscriptions because you may find a bunch that you actually never use. Also, think about what platforms you use most often to watch programs. If you're always watching Netflix and YouTube, well, you may no longer need that expensive cable program you're paying for every month. Number 16, apply for a travel credit card. These are cards that offer not only points, but also basic insurance for travel. There are many out there, so you can just Google best travel credit card with the name of your country and you'll get tons of hits. Now compare to see which ones not only have the best value for points, but also if any of them have sign-up promotions. In addition to rewards points and insurance, some premium travel credit cards will also give you access to airport lounges where you can get free internet, food, and snacks. The one we personally like to use is the Amex Bonvoy because although there is an annual fee, it does include basic travel insurance, car rental insurance, and they automatically give you one free night in a hotel every year. So just the one free hotel night makes up for the annual fee. Now, the Amex Bonvoy is available for applicants in Canada, the US, and the UK. For Canadians, I do have a special promotional link that I will add in the description below. Now, for viewers in the US, I'll leave a link in the description below to an article that compares all the various travel credit cards for this year, 2023. Number 17, reduce your restaurant outings because wouldn't you rather have that special meal in Paris? Number 18, sell your stuff. If you go through your garage or storage units, we all have items in there that we no longer use, and selling them on Facebook Marketplace or on eBay or even having a garage sale is a great way to raise money for our trip. Number 19, pack a lunch. Eating out for lunch every single day can now cost anywhere between $10 and $15 every single day in North America. Number 20, reduce your online shopping. If you've got Amazon boxes arriving every single day at your home, ask yourself before going on a trip whether these are items that you absolutely need, or maybe you don't need them necessarily right now and you can maybe purchase these after your trip. Personally, I find it much more fun to shop abroad and maybe find some unique items that you can't get back home. So we've looked at how we can save on travel when planning our trip and also what we can do at home in our day-to-day life. Now let's look at what you can do to save money once you're on your trip. Number 21, eat away from airports and tourist areas. You can ask a shopkeeper or an airport employee where they eat with their friends and family, and you'll often get some excellent recommendations. You'll not only save money, but most likely you'll get better food. Number 22, carry a water tumbler or a reusable bottle. This is especially true if you're visiting a city that has freshwater fountains all around. Number 23, opt for prix lunches and lighter dinners. Many nice restaurants offer lunches at reduced prices when compared to their dinner options. Number 24, stock up on snacks from a grocery store. This is very easy. You just throw these in your backpack, and you'll also, throughout the day when you're sightseeing, not waste any time looking for fast food options. Number 25, and this is a very important one, never select immediate conversion when you're paying with a credit card. Sometimes when you pay with a card, it will show you the amount in your own currency. This makes us feel like it's the more secure option because we know the exact amount in our currency. But in reality, there are always additional commission points or fees added to this amount. So you're always winning by just selecting to pay in their local currency, and your credit card exchange rate will most likely be better than what's shown in the immediate conversion. That's it. Now you have 25 ideas on how to save on travel. Now, obviously, you may not use all 25 of them, but if you just try out a few, you may realize you can save a lot more than you thought. Now, I hope you found these ideas helpful. To make sure you never miss out on any new episodes, click that notifications bell and subscribe to the channel to make sure that you're always ready to go.